Okay, we're looking at the Coin Trade Mastery Discord channel here right now, and I'm in under premium channels in ICO reports and resources. So I post a lot of different files in here, such as ICO reports, okay, which have some excellent value. I got a bunch of ICO reports that have been in here. This is Cliff High's most recent linguistics analysis report, and just now I posted in here a TradingView script, and it's titled CTM for Coin Trade Mastery. Of course, EMA, Exponential Moving Average, strategy, because it's my trading strategy, script, because I programmed it for TradingView. So the first thing you actually want to do in order to make use of this is just go ahead and we're going to have to download the file. So depending on your setup, how it works, it's going to open a browser, and then it's going to open, it's just going to download a file. So whatever browser you are, downloads might be in the top right corner, top left corner. You might have to go find it on your computer. However you download a file and wherever it goes, you need to go to it and open it. Okay, and it's going to have something like this with a whole bunch of encrypted data under here that you can't read, and I can't read, and I did that on purpose because I don't want my strategies to be published publicly on TradingView and have everybody use them. The whole idea with this is to provide you guys, the members, some added value that people don't get for free, right? Another thing too is everybody starts trading on the exact same strategy. It makes it pointless, but it's been working good for me so far. At the end, I reprogrammed this so it has a bunch of extra options in it. So the first thing you'll notice in this file, okay, you can't change anything. If you change anything in here, it will not work, okay? So there's a couple of things at the top that you can read. And I had to leave that there. I couldn't encrypt this data, otherwise the script failed. And then there's some description data here, okay? So the strategy, I built it to work on the BTC USD pair on the 15-minute chart, okay? On Bitfinex. Actually, it should say Bitfinex on there, but it shouldn't matter which exchange, but I built it on Bitfinex. That shouldn't matter whatsoever, but you need to be on BTC USD on TradingView, 15-minute chart, and I have EMA 8, 13, 21, and 55. So this is the data that the script actually uses. So you can actually load this data on your chart in order to actually follow along and get an idea of what the script is doing. So the first thing we're going to do is select all and then hit copy, or you can Control A, Control C, however it is you do, but you want to copy all of this. So I've got the entire thing selected. We're going to right click and copy, and then I'm going to go over to TradingView. All right, and I loaded up here a brand new chart, just as if you logged into TradingView for the first time. I can even get rid of my shit on the side here. Okay, so now what you want to do is you go down into the bottom, and there's this thing called Pine Editor, and it says Open Pine Script Editor, because this is what it is Pine Script. And yours will be blank, but I'm just going to go ahead and go to New. And now you have, this is what yours will look like, is a brand new untitled script. So now what you can do is we need to highlight all this, and then we will right click paste, because we want to eliminate that data and put our script in that we just copied, all right? And then what you can do is you can go to save. So you can save the script for yourself and call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call mine CTM test because I don't want it to overwrite anything that I already have. And I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now it actually, if you go into open, you actually have, I have a whole list of different strategies and scripts I'm working on, but you'll see CTM test is there. This might be your first script, so you'll only have CTM test. But if you need to load this in the future, you can always go to open and hit CTM test, and it will open the script just like this. And then you can click here where it says add to chart. And now it'll go ahead, it will compile the script, and it will add it onto your chart. Now it opens up a few different things. Now down here we have a strategy tester. So you can see with the default values, and the default values are beginning January 1st of 2018. It's done a profit. Don't worry about the dollar values, okay, because the dollar values aren't important. I set the script to work with a value of $1 million, and that's because it works using percentages. And it's very, very important that it has a high value to work with, or it doesn't work. But you can see it has a 39% gain since January 1st, which is pretty good for a trading algorithm. So let's just, if I just click here or just click this arrow, you can get rid of that. And now what you have is your strategy here at the bottom. Okay, and this is actually, what this is charting is your profit percentage based on what it's telling you to do up here on the chart. Right, so again, this is built for the 15-minute um, the 15-minute, you can go ahead and test it on other pairs and other time frames, but I have it on the 15-minute. Let's just take a look at, you know, what this says to do. Okay, so let's just start in here. Anytime that it has this blue long, okay, it says blue long and it has a number at the bottom. The number is not important. Okay, just ignore the number because this is just telling me how many contracts that it's actually purchased and yada yada. You don't need to know that information. The point is, every time you have a blue long, this is where you're supposed to buy Bitcoin, okay? Because you're on BTC USD. So basically, you should be buying Bitcoin every single time that we have a blue arrow, okay? But I don't mean buy as in put all of your money in Bitcoin. The way this is programmed, the script is actually using 10%, okay, of its available balance, which is, in this case is $1 million. In your case, it can be anything. But because the script doesn't work with fractional contracts, I had to set it to a super high value for it to work. So it actually will buy 10% balance. It's intended to work with 10% of your balance. So every time you see a blue long, okay, you buy with 10% of your balance. So you got 10%, you got 20% of your balance. And then up here is, it says close entries, order long. Okay, so it's close longs is what it's telling you, all right? So if you have two longs, you close both of them. So if you bought twice, basically what it's saying is sell all of your Bitcoin here. So we bought twice. We have a long, we have a buy, a buy, a buy. So actually there's 3 of them in there. And then up here it's telling us to sell all of our Bitcoin. Okay. And then now it starts reevaluating new positions. So we get long. And the other thing, if you look down here, is your profit percentage, right? And if I put this up, you can see what happened here is we bought so much more. And you can see our profit is at 4%. Okay, and as we go across our chart, our profit up here, when we actually had a close, you see where it says close long. So that means sell your Bitcoin. Long means to buy, right? So sell your Bitcoin. So we want to close longs, which means sell Bitcoin. And you can see right here where it actually closed, our profit was about 9% on this trade, right? And then it goes on, it reevaluates the market, and I'll show you how to set up the EMAs so that you can actually follow along with it. Okay, it says long again, so it says buy, and it says buy again. And then again here, it says close entries on longs. And you can see we have like a 4%, over 4%, like 4.5% gain on that trade. And now it reevaluates the market and it says go long here. And it says to sell over here, right? Close entries, order. Sometimes you got to zoom in to see close entry, order long. All right. So it's telling us to close our long. So sell our Bitcoin. And then you can see we were in a profit here of about 2.2% on that trade. Fine. That's awesome. Those are excellent trades. Okay. Especially for an algorithmic robot that's giving you this information, right? Now here, when you have a short, this may or may not be relevant to you, okay? Because this bot is configured to work both long and short, a short means that you actually borrow Bitcoin from an exchange in order to sell it back on the exchange. So you're shorting. So you're playing the market in the downward direction. So in this case, you're betting on the market going down. So if you are on an exchange like BitMEX, Bitfinex, GDAX, I think Kraken has shorting. Okay, so you need to be on an exchange that has margin and has shorting. And anytime you see a short, it's telling you to sell Bitcoin. So it's telling you to sell, but it's telling you to sell, in this case, sell with 10% of your available balance. That's just how I program my script. It sells with 10% of its available balance, right? And again, that's on BTC USD. If you're trading in altcoin pairings, I don't recommend using 10%. I'd use more like 1 or 2%. But in this case, it's working with 10% on BTC USD 50-minute chart. So here it tells you to short, but the price went up a little bit. It tells you to short again. So you sell another 10%, short, sell another 10%. Okay, and go on and on to the right. And now what we have here is close entries, order short. Okay, and I don't know why the terminology is exactly like that, but it's telling you to close shorts. So we have all these shorts that we had. Now it's telling you to close those positions. So however much you sold, it's telling you to buy back, basically, if you're on a margin exchange. If you're not yet comfortable with margin exchanges, or you don't know what it is, sit tight. Just ignore the portions where it says to short, all right? And now it's telling us to go long again. And in this case, I think we're down near towards the end. Yeah, okay, now we're just basically holding our longs. Now, this algorithm is not perfect, all right? It's not perfect, but it does have good test results. If you go down here in Strategy Tester, okay, because you have a strategy loaded, if you go into Strategy Tester, it actually shows you the results of what the script is doing. So, and the other thing you can do is customize it. So in, well, we'll load the strategy tester so you can see here. And if you go, you see here in our window where it shows our profit loss percentages. If you click on the little gear icon here where it says format, click on the gear icon, it opens up a bunch of options here that we can change, right? So I have the script right here. It's set, it's calculated from the first month of the first day of 2018, so January 1st. And then over in properties, we have a bunch of other information in here, which I don't really recommend changing unless you're going to go to other pairs. But if you are, I would leave your initial capital really high, because if you set it low, the script actually fails because just due to the mathematics of how it works. Pyramiding is on because we have multiple entry and entry positions, all right? Order size is 10% of equity, all right? And that's the way it is. And the script also calculates for, in its profit loss calculations, also calculates for the commission you actually pay to exchanges. So I know most exchanges are about 0.2 or 0.25%. So I set it to 0.25%. So basically every buy, it's going to calculate a 0.25% loss, and every sell, it's going to calculate a 0.25% loss again, okay? So that makes our mathematics work a lot better. And then what else do we have? Whoops, what am I doing? Nope, get me back here. Yeah, okay. All right, so we have that amount. We have that. So you can actually change the days. And there's another option I didn't put in here. Oh yeah, minimum take profit right here. You can change the minimum take profit as well. Okay, so you can actually up this to 2, and you see it will recalculate. So this is minimum take profit. So the default value is minimum take profit 1, and what it means is 1%, but it won't allow you don't need to put the percent, okay? But a minimum take profit is 1%. So the script will not tell you to sell unless you have a minimum profit of 1%. Now you can set that at a minimum take profit of 0, and it should recalculate here, right? And you can see it drops a little bit, but this gives us a lot more entry and exit positions, and it won't fail. Like it'll really, this is a much more reliable script if you set it to minimum 0. It's just that you will incur some shitty trades and some losses here and there. If I go back into the options, you can actually inputs again, sorry. You can even set negative values in here if you want it to tell you to get out of trades. And you can see that when I go to a negative value, we have, what do we have here at 0? So we had 22% at -1. And again, I'm looking at net profit here, right? And 0 is not calculating. There we go. 1. There's 0 is 26%. At -1, 22, and you can just keep going and check, and 18%. So this will actually allow you to incur some losses so that you're not stuck in shitty trades. But I mean, I wouldn't start taking losses too heavily, right? So you can see at a 2% minimum take profit, it goes up a little bit, and this will change. Now you see at a 3% minimum take profit, you actually aren't making any money anymore. You actually end up, you see longs, we made some money on shorts, but you see longs, we actually got stuck in some longs because it didn't attain the minimum profit somewhere back in history. So it's not giving you the sell signal. So, and if you keep going, you'll actually get completely different values. So these are some options that you can customize with the script. And you see at a 6% minimum take profit, we actually end up with a 73% overall profit in the same time frame. And I haven't been through them all. See, 7% gives us 58% gain, and so on. So you can play with these numbers, all right? And whoa, look at that! At a 10% minimum take profit, you would have made 99.85% by playing this exact strategy since January 1st. But anyway, the default value is 1%. Okay, so I will set it to 1%, and I'll close out the strategy tester. I just wanted to show you how you can set up your chart in order to follow along with this particular strategy as well. Okay, now, if you only have a free subscription to TradingView, you're not going to be able to set up all of the parameters. You're going to have to actually omit some. But if you go into indicators, so if you want to set up your view to actually follow along with the same parameters as the algorithm is using, go into your indicators, okay, and we're going to type EMA, and I'm going to open 4 of them. If you only have a free subscription, you're only going to be able to open 2 of them, but I'm going to open 4 because I have a paid membership. Okay, and it's going to open 4 EMAs. So we're going to set this up just like our EMA trading strategy that we already did. So we're going to set up one for a value of 9. So the length will be 9. So we want EMA 9. Sorry, 8. I'm looking at 8 and I'm saying 9. Don't ask me why, but so we want an EMA of 8. Okay, and then the next one we want an EMA of 13, and I will change the color as well. So we have different colors, and then because we want a pretty rainbow look, and we want the next one to be orange or something, and we will go, this one needs to be a 21, so like that, and then we'll take the last one, needs to be a 55, and this one we will, I forget what color I used for that line, but I don't know, we'll just do that. That works pretty good. I know my major 3 colors are the same, and the trigger line I might have set something else. So now you see what actually happens is this trading algorithm is actually playing the moving averages, all right? Now, you see what I mean? There is some room for failure in here. You see where it told you to go long, and then it went short over here. And the actual correct decision would have been to go short. So this is not 100% perfect. Sometimes you may have to manually intervene, and you'll see when I change the settings, if I go into the settings and I put the minimum take profit to 0, oh yeah, because we're not in profit, we're in a loss because it gave us a long up here. And you see what it did? Told us to close our shorts and open a long up here based on what the moving average trading strategy did. So there is a margin of error, and sometimes it's not perfect, but if it tells you to go long and you just keep holding it, eventually it will give you an exit. Of course, this is too soon in time frame, but let me just go back and we'll look at some actual successful trades that it's performed. Okay, so in this case, we were short. So here's where we closed shorts, and it started telling us to go long. So we bought Bitcoin here, we bought Bitcoin here, it went down. So we bought some more in here. So telling you the dollar cost average, basically. So if you bought some here at 10,000 and you bought some here at 8,500, your average price is like what, 9,300 or something like that, basically halfway in between. So it's averaging your cost down, right? And then down here, it's telling us to buy some more at 6,600, okay? And then telling us to buy some more here at 8,000 and buy some more, buy. And then up here, it tells us to close. And we closed with a very marginal profit, 1.some%. So again, guys, it's not a perfect system, but over the long run, it's trading profitably. Told us to close, but then it told us to open some more longs, right? So open a long. So we buy Bitcoin, and then up here it tells us to sell Bitcoin. Again, this time we have a I gotta close that in order to, whoops, not that, nope. Sorry, I gotta just minimize my view here. There we go. Now I can see stuff. So it tells us to close here. So it tells us to sell out, but it tells us to sell out. We have a 12, almost 13% profit here, right? So that's pretty good. And then it tells us to buy some more, and then it tells us to sell up here and sell here. Gave us like a 9 or 10% profit. It tells us to buy some more, and sell up here, right? And in that case, we have a 6% profit, right? So anytime it starts telling you to buy, it will only tell you to continue buying until it finds a profitable exit for you. And anytime it says short, it will only tell you to short until it finds a profitable exit for your shorts as well. So the script, it does play both directions, both long and short. Okay. However, it will only do one at a time. Okay. So so this is great for those of you who are trading on exchanges that allow you to play both directions. So you can really follow along easily. If you have a free version of TradingView and you want to, follow along, but you can't have all the EMAs open, you'll just end up just open 2 EMAs and set 1 to 8, 1 to 55. And oh yeah, green line, that's right. And you will actually see that when it tells you to make your trades is when the green line and purple line, in this case, the EMA 8 and EMA 55 cross. And that's when it's telling you to actually make the trades. So if you have a free subscription to TradingView, just open an EMA 8, EMA 55, and you can follow along quite easy, just like that. And if you have a paid version, you can actually open all 4 of the EMAs because the script actually does use data from all for EMAs. Okay, so with that said, guys, I hope that helps you, know how to use the scripts that I provide, and I hope you get some value out of them as well, and it helps you in your trades. Now, disclaimer, I do not recommend solely just following this 100%. I do recommend, back testing, changing some options, back testing, change the entry, the start dates and end dates, or sorry, the start dates. So if you go into your options in the thing, so you can change actually your starting time, and it will actually completely reconfigure your entries and exits for you, because it could get stuck in some trades somewhere. And you see, when I start in February, you see how it told us to short. It told us to short the bottom, and we've been shorting all the way up, waiting for an exit. So you see, there is room for error. It's not really set it and forget it. You got to play with it. You got to come up with the right parameters and all that are going to cause it to be profitable. And you're still going to have to be diligent and watch your trades, because it may not give you an exit signal when you should exit. In the case like this, I mean, we dropped from 9,000 down to 7,700, right? It would have been really nice to exit here and then just buy again back at the bottom. But again, the trading algorithm doesn't know this, so it still requires some human intervention from time to time. Again, Discord group, you guys got to be in the Discord group to get access to the trading scripts that I am working on. If you're not a member, cointrademastery.com, become a member, take advantage of the discounts we have, and get involved, start participating. The best weapon you have in these markets is education. Okay, if you don't have skills, you're going to lose all your money in this. You gotta have skills, you gotta have the knowledge, and if you don't have that yet, then you need education in order to gain that, right? And then a community as well, if I have other people to bounce ideas off of. So get involved, get some of these trading scripts so you can follow along, and I seriously hope you get some value out of this. Until then, guys, we will see you on the next video.